on the road again. It's still very cold. It looks like there's like 10 degrees difference between down in the valleys and higher up. Icy roads. Gonna be a storm tonight in the mountains where I'm heading. Driving a new road today that I've never driven before, and kind of excited to see these new places here. It's really beautiful out here. Gonna pass Lillehammer today and go up into the mountains beyond that. Wow, this is quite incredible. What a view. Well, that was a huge disappointment. They've closed all this road for stopping. Not allowed to stop anywhere because of reindeer. So this nice guy in the plowing truck, he allowed me to spend the night here on this parking lot here that is actually for the plow trucks to turn around. So I'm good for the night here, which was very nice. It's getting dark now and I really wanted to park in this area here. It's gonna be a big storm through the night or tomorrow, but I'm pretty sheltered in the trees here, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna feel much of it. I got a few cinnamon buns for lunch today. That's good. It's 3:30 and it's getting dark. And the wind is picking up, but feeling very sheltered in here, so no problem. Well, good morning. Looks like the road across the mountain was closed last night. Snow plowing trucks up here now, and it's windy, so it's probably a big storm going on up on the mountain there. So I had a plan of backtracking and going over to Jotunheimen today, but that's not gonna happen. So I'm either gonna stay here and wait out this storm, or I'm gonna head up towards Rondane. Maybe I'll circle back around Rondane and go over to Jotunheimen. I don't know yet. I'll know much more once I've had my coffee. Cheers. That's good. Gonna reply to some comments. Thank you so much to everyone who comments and likes and engages. Really appreciate it. Then I'm gonna be looking at some maps. I've put in a lot of new winter campsites on my maps that I share on my Patreon and to my YouTube channel members. So if you sign up to Patreon or as a channel member, you can see the maps and get access to my routes and my campsites. On this current map I'm making, it's winter campsites, which is kind of harder to come by than the summer campsites because of the snow and a lot of places being closed. So here comes the sun finally. It's 11:30. You can see it over here that the road is still closed. So this old guy here drove straight off the road by the barrier. He's on crutches and he does not look super strong, so I'm gonna head out and help him, I think. The car is stuck too hard into the snow, so it's gonna take a lot of digging to get all the snow out from underneath the car. It's basically sitting on an island of snow so that it's kind of floating. The wheels are not really touching the ground enough to be able to apply pressure and drive it out. I see the plow truck about a kilometer up beyond the barrier, so I'm gonna walk up and see if they can come down and help him. Well, they agreed to help, even though it's not their responsibility, and they're probably not even allowed to help with towing, but this guy here needs some help, so. Well, he got out. I was able to go up there about a kilometer and get in touch with the plow truck. So they're not really allowed to do this, but they came down and towed him out. The guy had apparently been coming up full speed to make the hill and saw the closed road and just swerved to the right straight into the snow. He was kind of just floating on snow, so there was no use in trying to use the wheels to drive out or use those platforms or anything. So he's planning to keep driving up the mountain. Well, apparently the road remains closed until 8 tonight at least. That's when they do another consideration. So the other cars that were waiting here left. I'm still considering whether to just stay here and drive over back to Jotunheimen tomorrow, or if I'm gonna move up north along Rondane. Look at those clouds. That's incredible. Probably time to get a time lapse. It's time for dinner. I'm staying in the same place as I did yesterday, and I'm gonna make a variation of my wrap burger, my 3 times folded wrap burger that I made a few days ago. I have one of those burger steaks left, so I'm gonna make that and include some avocados this time. So, cheers, my friends. Got a little bit of a new garden set up in the back of my van here. beat the good avocado. Well, how about this? That looks tasty. I'm gonna have a good meal here while I'm watching Chad from Living the Van Life. One of my favorite channels these days. His Arctic series is really good. You should go check him out. This is gonna be awesome. That's fantastic. Looks like they just opened the road now.
What's up, guys? This is Chad with Living the Van Life. Right now,
Chad with Living the Van Life.
Inside passage through some of the most amazing waterways of North America back down to Washington.
Yep, it's open. They're going. I'm gonna wait until tomorrow. Okay, I'm on the road again after 2 days parked down at the bottom of this mountain plateau here. I decided to head west again and go to Jotunheimen. There's a few days of like medium cold and some stormy weather, and I wanted to experience that from this side of Dovrefjell, and then I'm gonna head north. There's a little bit of a snowdrift over the mountain here, so this is beautiful and fun. I wonder what it's like in Jotunheimen. Just wanted to see that in winter. I haven't been to Jotunheimen in winter before, so I wanted to kind of get feeling for that. I'm really surprised at how little snow there is up here. Either it's all blown away in the hurricanes, or there hasn't been much snow coming down yet. It's still early in January, so the big snowfall hasn't happened yet. Still beautiful though. Well, good morning. It is January 14th, and I've been out for a week now on my Arctic winter tour for 2024. Just started snowing. It's the first snow I've had this week, and it's gonna be windy as well, so might become a snowstorm or a blizzard, but I'm not quite sure because the weather forecast keeps changing. I'm in Jotunheimen now, close to Gjende, on the eastern side of Jotunheimen. I might spend a day here working on video, or I might continue north. There's no people up here now. Only seen 2 cars pass this morning. Definitely not season yet. Check out my new ambient lights here. Mounted those yesterday. Okay, I decided it's time to head out of here. Spent the morning getting some work done, and now I'm gonna head north. Snowing a little bit here. It's supposed to snow a lot further north, so just gonna chase the snow now. This area at this time of the year was kind of uninteresting, so gonna keep going. Okay, I slipped straight out of the road here. That is no good. I don't think there's any way I'm gonna get out of there without getting towed. So I think I need to call a tow truck or call my insurance. That's probably the best way to do it. Well, so much for an adventure. Yeah, it's very deep here. The snow. So much for being the nice guy and letting someone past. Better call the insurance. Okay, so I drove off. I was letting a car pass me, and that just took me too far off the road, so here I am. Several cars have stopped asking if I'm okay, which I am. I've spoken to the insurance company, and they're sending a tow truck, so I might just have to wait a few hours. It's a little bit inconvenient because the whole van is leaning to the side here, but anyway, let's go out again and have a look. So here you can see I drove to the side of the road to let that car slip past, and you can see it's just like I went off the tarmac here just slightly, and it just pulled me further and further off. It's actually not that slippery. It was just that I got off the tarmac and into the snow there, pulled me off the side of the road. That was just like a slow slide off the road. I was probably doing just a couple of kilometers an hour. No speed whatsoever. So this is kind of funny because I get a lot of questions asked if people stop to ask if I'm okay when I'm parked beside the road. And people don't do that in Norway because people are parked next to the road everywhere all the time. But now, when I'm off the road here, everyone stops. So now every single car has stopped and asked if I'm okay. So this is the difference between asking just randomly and asking when there's actually a situation where somebody might need help. In a country where there's snow all the time, it's not common at all to stop and ask people if they're just parked. But as soon as something like this happens, people do stop. So the wind is supposed to pick up. Might be towed up in a snowstorm here. So I have the engine running. It's nice and cozy and warm in here. Only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is the angle of the van. So I don't know if there's solid ground on the downside. So I'm just not walking around in the van. I should have gotten the hook for the tow hook from the back of the van, but I don't really want to move around in here when it's at an angle. So I'm just gonna wait for the tow truck, which should be maybe half an hour away now. The exhaust is on this side, so it's open and it's not gonna be blocked, so I can keep the engine running. And it's blowing up. Here you can see my track as I got off the road slightly as I was letting that car pass. And then there was no chance of getting back on again. So a very controlled stop there. Here it comes. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so we're up. That was quick and easy. Doesn't look like there's any damage, so that's awesome. I'll show you the tracks here. You can see that it's almost impossible to get up by yourself. Well, death of a plow stick. That was a fun little adventure. I got the tow truck behind me now, so probably gonna let him past. He's probably a faster driver than I am, but it's good to have him behind here. So that is actually the first time I drive off the road on snow conditions, I think. I've never swerved off because of ice and snow on the roads before, so that's the first one. Luckily it was very slow speed, so no damage to the van, it looks like. We'll see if something pops up later. I hope not. Got an 8% decline down off the mountain here. It's pretty dry, but there are some spots with ice, so need to be very careful here. % here. This is basically dry ice. Alright, made it down. So now I'm gonna go and find one of my favorite camp spots.